Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. First of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my experience today. My name is Muhammad Abdullah Nur Wahid, but you can call me Abdil. And today, I want to tell you about soft our software house visit. This activity was part of our campus assignment. This is an assignment from Mr. Dedi. But honestly, after joining visit, I feel like the I feel like this was more than just an assignment because during the visit, I learned many things about first the IT industry, second teamwork, third communication for career preparation, and also the technology combines work in real life. It is like before visit, I thought working in IT was mostly just about coding, like uh, sit in front of the computer, write code, fix bugs, and repeat again. But after visit company, I realized something important. The IT industry is actually much bigger than that. There are many things behind the scenes. Communication with client, project planning, teamwork, uh, problem solving, marketing, and even mindset. So today I want to share not only the technical this we learned, but but also the experience itself. Because honestly, the journey and the atmosphere were very memorable for me. The company we visit was Innotech Group. It is a technology company in Indonesia that focus on digital infrastructure and IT solution. The company works in several areas such as cloud solution, data center management, cybersecurity, and then the undership IT service. From we learned from we from what we learned during the visit, the company also handles software development and digital technology project. And honestly, before this visit, I only know software house from social media and the internet. But after entering the visit directly and seeing the real working environment, I finally, finally understood how technology combines work in real life. The atmosphere felt professional but also relaxed. People discuss project together, works as team, and solve a problem collabora, cora, co, collabora, collaboration. And honestly, the experience made the IT industry feel more real life for me. First, I want to talk about our journey. We started very early in the morning in the Tuesday, I think around 6 p.m. And honestly, waking up was already difficult for our, especially because the weather that morning was still very cold. Because this was an important activity, we prepared ourselves and started the trip together. The location of the company was quite far from our campus. At first, we thought the trip would be smooth, but apparently the traffic was extremely crowded. Seriously, almost everywhere was traffic jam. Sometimes our physical moved very slowly. And what made the situation funnier was the maps application. And honestly, I don't know what happened with the maps that day. The roads look very strange. Several times was active accidentally went the wrong way. So yeah, we got multiple times. And some moment we were confused, but at the same time we laughed together because the situation felt funny. Like, why are we here again? What? This doesn't look right. This like the math, the trip, cheering but memorable. And I think moments like this are actually important because experience during the journey also becomes memories. Finally, after a long trip and many traffic jams, we arrived around 9 o'clock or a few minutes after that. And honestly, when we arrived, I already felt tired physically, but mentally I was excited and curious because I really wanted to know what it is like inside a real software house. And another thing, the day, the, and the thing that made the day special was the fact that is happened during Arafah fasting. For Muslim like me, Arafah fasting is very meaningful sunnah fasting before Eid al-Adha. One of the special things about this fasting, it is by Allah permission it can erase sin from the previous year and coming year. So spiritual the day is very special. Inshallah. Some of us wearing fasting the day, including me. Uh, Honestly, fasting while traveling and fighting heavy traffic was not easy, especially because the weather was quiet and hot and the trip was long. But Alhamdulillah, we still tried our best. Meanwhile, some of our friends who were not fasting received lunch from the company, and honestly, I forgot name of the food. So yeah, sorry for that. But they said the food tasted. Then during iftar time, the company also prepare food of us. The look, the food looks similar Sumalang. You know Sumalang? Yeah, it is. And honestly, I really like it. Maybe because warm soup after a long trip, they felt very comforting. At the moment, I suddenly felt nostalgia. Yes, nostalgia because the atmosphere remind me of my experience before entering at the college or the campus. So the story is before studying at the Polytechnic IDN, I once joined something similar to an agency or startup in Semarang. The name was Venus Winter. Yeah, you can searching in the Google if you want. And then, so when I entered the software house during this visit, I suddenly remembered the whole experience. The atmosphere felt like similar. People discuss project, people sitting in front of the computer, teamwork everywhere, creativity, discuss technology, and honestly, I kind of miss it that atmosphere. I realized that inside, I still really enjoy technology and creative digital environment. The moment made me feel motivated again. And one of the part of the visit was meeting the people there. Honestly, they were very friendly and welcome for our. One of them was Mas Duta. If I remember correctly, he come from Solo, but I think he currently lives around Bekasi or Jabodetabek lah. I forgot the exact detail, mhm. But I remember he said his father, father Mastuta, originally come from Solo. He was very easy to work with. As I was wondering, the atmosphere during the discussion become relaxed because of him. Then there was my Rehan, Mas Rehan. I think he come from Kebumen. His role was related to marketing, social media, and documentation. So for him, I realized something interesting. A software house is not only about a programmer. There are many important roles in marketing, branding, social media handling, uh, social media handling, connect creation, documentation, and then communication. Technology components that need teamwork from many different people. There was a funny moment was to the juggling girl Rehan in effect Japanese because Rehan Paul not really speak Japanese fluently. Of course, it was a joke, only a joke. But honestly, made there was a little trust inside the joke too. Every long word and honestly moment like that made the environment like warm and friendly. And honestly, the person who impressed me the most was Max Rafa. He was the IT team lead and who I was genuinely amazed by him. After a long time, finally I met someone in technology who truly impressed me. Who impressed me. What impressed me was not only his coding skill, but also his mindset and logical thinking. He called coded deeply and manually. Yes, he understanding about system felt very strong, and honestly, I admire that a lot. When I asked him, "Who did you start uh, learning programming?" He answer was the answer was very interesting. He said that since elementary school, he already liked computer and technology. Then junior high school and vocation school, he continued learning consistently. After that, he studied computer science in the Venus University. You know, Venus University is a small university, so amazing. By the way, computer science is felt in field like study programming, algorithm, software engineering, artificial intelligence like we can call it or AI, logic and com- computational system. So it is not only creating application, it is also about understanding how computer think and solve problem logical. And honestly, hearing his story made me realize that something important. Great skill do not appear instantly. Uh, Great skill do not appear instantly. Usually behind great skill, there are years of consistency, practice, curi- curiosity, and hard work. The path realized inspire, inspired me personally. During the discussion, we also talked about technology used in the industry. One of the most difficult technology was JavaScript and React. React is commonly used front for front end for JavaScript, or we can say React is commonly used for front end web development. The company explained that JavaScript ecosystem are currently very popular. They also discuss about Node.js, Python, Laravel, and PHP. According to them, Node.js become more popular for modern backend system. Flutter is also very useful because developers can create Android and iOS application using one code base. Python is important for automation, scripting, AI, and then machine learning. One example they mentioned was hand gesture recognition, which honestly should sounded real cold to me because computer can recognize human and movement using AI computer vision. Another topic that interested me was AI tools, and today AI tools are, are already common in professional work. Example are on the GPT, ChatGPT, Plot AI, Gemini, and then AI others. But developer use AI for first debugging, brainstorming, coding assistant, documentation, and finding ideas faster. And honestly, again, I was quite surprised when they said the client usually but not care whether developer use AI or not. What client care about the final result, smooth performance, clean design, and whether the system solves problems. This the statement changed my perspective a little bit because sometimes students debate too much about tools, but in the professional world, result matter more. One one reason that I think it is very important is about specialization. The company was explained the become highly skilled is one or is usually better than trying master everything at once. For example, front end, back end, networking, cybersecurity, mobile development, AI, machine learning, and others. Combines usually need specialty. And honestly, I think the advice makes sense because technology is already to work now nowadays. It is difficult to master everything deploy deeply. They also explain the college only give the foundation. Students still need self learning, practice, consistent, and portfolios. And honestly, the part for the part motivated me to one of us was learning how software get customer. And honestly, before the visit, I thought campaigns monthly get customer advertisements only. But apparently, it is more complicated than that. But the company explained the customer trust is very important. Before offering solution, they first listen careful of client. They ask question like what do you need? What problem are you facing? What is your goals? What is your budget? And what timeline do you expect? Because not very client needs complicated system. Sometimes simple solutions are enough. The company also explained the company is also explained something very interesting. Clients usually do not care about framework and programming language. Clients only care whether the system works, the interface looks professional, and the solution helps their business. Honestly, open-minded my mind. Portfolio is also very important because portfolio show your experience. Customers can also come from recommendation, networking, social media, CEO, and previous previous project and communication and teamwork. Not, not sorry. And the previous project. Another important lesson was communication. The company explained that listening skill and extremely important because misunderstanding client can can cause project failure. Communication affect timeline, budgeting, teamwork, and project success. Teamwork we also discussed inside software house. It is a developer, marketing, networking team, designer, project manager must work together. I repeat again, developer, marketing, networking teams, designer, and project manager honestly must together. That made me realize again of IT is not only about individual skill. Team collaboration is very important. One lesson that I personally like what about honestly in the teamwork. The company said it is okay to say I cannot do this yet. Being honest is better than pretending because is if someone pretend to understand everything, it can create a bigger problems later. They also discuss the art of rejection, training, learning how to refuse text polit- politely and personally. And honestly, I think it is important life lesson to not only work. After fishing, we pair to boarding house. We before leaving heavy rain suddenly started, so we stayed and then waited while taking shelter. We waited until almost Isha time because we were fasting. We also performed Jamak Tadim prayer together. The moment felt calm and peaceful. Even though of the day was dry, I felt grateful. The long journey, the rain, the discourse, the laughter, the food, and then the people we meet, everything become a meaningful memory. From this software house visit, I learned many valuable things. I learned that the IT industry is not only about coding, it is about communication, teamwork, project management, problem solving consistently, and understanding client needs. I also learned the importance of specialization, the importance of portfolio, and how companies will trust with customer. More importantly, this experience gives me a motivation. It helped me understand the real portfolio, if the real professional work more clearly. Even though the trip was tiring and full of the fictions, I feel very grateful because I gained new knowledge, new impression, and memorable experience. Thank you, thank you very much for listening. See you in the next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.